Monk says, I only filed anything on my taxes this year because it was a loss. And them's the rules. Mitigate that tax, bro. All right, so I wanted to give a shout out to Retro Mike Tech and do a reaction to his video called What is the best mining profit switching platform for GPU miners? This is a question a lot of us have had for quite some time. Hopefully his testing methodology was good and we can get some insight from him today. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Several videos put out on comparing profit switching platforms for mining. One's from, comparing NiceHash to Unminable to, maybe even Cryptex or F2Pool or via BTC. Well, one thing that I've noticed that is kind of missing from those is there's two platforms that I personally use that have not been covered in those. One is Rainbow Miner, and the other is my own profit switching and auto exchanging utility, which I've branded Retro Mike Mining Tools.
Okay, cool. So this is an advertisement for Retro Mike Mining Tools.
What I want to do in this video is I have a couple towers that have identical hardware in them. So if you take a look here, we can see Tower 1, Tower 2, Tower 3. These all have two Sapphire G Pro X08s in them. So if I pull up Tower 1 as an example, we've got, they're detected as 6700 non-XTs, but these are Sapphire G Pro X080s.
You're voting to axe the taxes in Canada right now? That's crazy. The world's changing quickly, dude.
So we've got two of these in each of the systems, and what I'm doing is I've just set up, and you can see they're just starting to hash. They've been up for about 15 minutes now. Started all of them around the same time. And if let's go to Tower 3. Okay. So we've got, sorry, it's been about 20 minutes or so. So Tower 3 is mining to Unminable. Tower 2 is going to be mining to Mining Dutch, doing Kapow. So that's another thing I should mention. So mining Dutch is going to be on Kapow. Unminable is going to be on Kapow. And Tower 1 is going to be on a Rainbow Miner. And we're going to let Rainbow Miner pick and choose what it should mine. But we're going to keep the Kapow overclocks and undervolts on the HiBOS config. So the power drive,
I think you can adjust, you can set overclocks in Rainbow Miner per algorithm. And I think honestly, I guess this is fine, but I think honestly, like if you wanted true, like most efficient overall, you would do that. It is a lot more work, but I think that's something to consider.
draw should realistically be the same across all, at least the max power draw.
Breaking down my 4090 rig, maybe build AI Vast. I mean, it's up to you. Vast AI, I think, is starting to do some models, so that's probably better than like Chlor, which is mainly going to be, crypto mining.
In this case, since I've tuned these for Kapow, and it's going to kind of pick and choose. And what I've done is I've set up each of these to mine and auto convert to Doge. So we hop on over to Unminable. We've set it up, and you can see hasn't been up for very long, but we've earned 0.004. If we hop on over to Mining Dutch, let's go ahead and give this a refresh here. See our hash rate is around 40 mega hash, which is what exactly we expect. And we've got this set on multiport. So this is set up on the default multiport. And that means it's going to attempt to mine every Kapow coin based on profitability that Mining Dutch thinks it should be. And if we hop on over to the wallet section, we have, actually forgot to turn on auto exchanging, so we're going to do that now. Okay, we've unlocked our wallet. We're going to select Doge, and we're going to hit save. And they're currently running conversion, so I need to wait a few minutes before I actually activate this. I did try doing this a little bit ago, and they were in conversion as well. We can see so far we've earned 0.085 Raven coin. This will execute a conversion to Doge once we're able to actually save the settings. Right now we can't save the settings, but we will be able to do that once the conversion period ends here shortly. And then on the Rainbow Miner side of things, you can see, let me go ahead and give this a refresh. And you can see that we've got that same hardware. So it's 2 RX 6700s is how it detects it, 10 gigs of VRAM. And the cool thing about Rainbow Miner is it can profit switch dual mineable algos as well. So you can see right now we are actually dual mining Hyper and Novo because it thinks that's the most profitable. And we're doing a
Hey, I'm not mineable to convert my coins or convert them to myself on an exchange. I think, like I said earlier, being a responsible GPU miner, you should try to hold on to the cryptos that are making you money. That's just
about
that's
47 cents
how
revenue.
I feel about it.
That's 169 watts. I am not factoring in any power costs in this, so this is going to be strictly revenue across the board on what we can convert to Doge. So that's what's going to happen with this is it's going to attempt to dual mine if it can dual mine. If it's not more profitable to dual mine, just single mine, it will just single mine. But we're going to let this pick and choose. And so if we go to the setup and we go to pools, miners, and configs, this is what we're working with. So it's going to attempt to use hash cryptos, which is mining Dutch without logging in. So this is a sister site to mining Dutch that allows you to mine. And the reason we're doing that and not doing mining Dutch is because we already have another system mining to a test account on mining Dutch. And then we're doing Unminable as well. And because there's an overlap in that we've got one dedicated system on Unminable, but then we're going to let Rainbow Miner also profit switch to Unminable, I created a unique Doge address for each system. So there won't be an overlap there. And then we're doing Zerg pool, both algo profit switching and then direct coin profit switching. And we're also doing the same with Z pool. This Z pool will do algo profit switching. This will do direct coin profit switching. So that is kind of how everything is set up at this point. Everything's already been benchmarked, and the actual mining part of it has all started at the same time. So everything is kind of a clean slate as of probably about 30 minutes ago. And we're going to let this test run for, probably a week or two.
Okay.
And then what my plan is I want to then take the winner of this, or maybe the top two, and put it up against my own profit switching app that I wrote. So if you're unfamiliar, I have my own profit switching app that uses HiveOS, and it uses flight sheets within HiveOS, and it leverages what to mine and some other APIs. And with this, you can essentially mine to an exchange, and then there's an auto exchanging piece of this. So if you take a look at like the Trade Ogre piece, you can mine to Trade Ogre, and then this auto exchanger can convert to whatever currency you want that is stored on Trade Ogre. And then you can see I've also got ZigX in here. For the purposes of the test that we're going to run, we'll probably be using Trade Ogre, converting to Doge. Again, trying to keep everything kind of the same. However, I only have 3 systems with identical hardware in them. So the Tower 4 that I have, it actually has 3 XO8Os in it. So
I am back
for the purposes of equal comparison, we're going to just be doing the 3 towers at a time that have the 2 G Pros each in them. CPU mining, we are CPU mining, but if you notice, I'm mining that to Zerg with a BNB wallet address. So the CPU part of this will not be factored into this test. Those are the CPUs in each of these systems are mining something completely different, not auto-converting to Doge or anything like that. Similarly, in Rainbow Miner, I have turned off the CPU for mining. So we go to Setup and go to Devices. You can see the CPU is off. So we're only mining with the 2 G Pros in here. Okay. So we'll see how this test goes. And then, there's tons of platforms that you can use for profit switching. Rainbow Miner is nice because it leverages all of those. However, I'm interested to see how this test comes out. I personally have never done this test before. I've been running Rainbow Miner on some systems for probably the past year and a half, but I never really pitted it up against like my own personal profit switcher or direct to Zerg pool or Mining Dutch or Unminable Cryptex. I've just never done that. What I've always done is within within Rainbow Miner, turning on profit switching to Cryptex, to Unminable, to all of those, because there's various coins that I can stack and accumulate in the long term, and I'm not looking at short-term comparisons between those. So a lot of times I'm mining to one pool, like Cryptex is an example. When I mine to Cryptex, it's just to stack BTC that at some point in the future I will withdraw. I'm not looking at any of those other currencies that they really support from a payout perspective. So I just kind of typically I leave that on, just let it accumulate when it's most profitable. It's actually right now, I think Cryptex is paying the most for random X algo on a CPU basis. So, for me on some of my other systems, I've been accumulating BTC through kind of the same strategy. But for the purposes of this test, I wanted to stick with Doge because Doge has trading pairs on all major exchanges, and it's kind of the easiest one to do this test with. I know a lot of people would do BTC, but BTC can kind of be all over the board, from auto exchanging fees to tons of things. So with Doge, it's extremely consistent in what the balance of the reward should be. That makes sense. So that is why I opted to do Doge with this one. Digibyte and Dash are great, but they're also not on every exchange. Dash generally is. Digibyte isn't per se. It's not on like
Dash
a lot of the popular exchanges. Dash has been getting
pulled off a lot of exchanges too.
So for those reasons, I picked Doge. We're going to run this test, and then in the next one, after we view the results, we will pit it up against my app. Now, if there's any other platforms that you would like me to evaluate and pit head to head, drop me a comment below. Let me know. There are tons of
he posted this video today, so
platforms that you can use.
We can look and
here's
see.
actually a list, kind of. So what we're doing is we're doing Unminable, we're doing Mining Dutch, we're doing Rainbow Miner. My mining tools is an option. Here's some other options you have. You've got Nice Hash.
Or hit him up on Twitter.
You could go direct to Hash Cryptos. You could do a Zerg pool. You could do direct to Z pool. You could do C3 pool or Monero Ocean, which will pay you out in XMR Monero. You have lots of options, but again, for the purposes of this test, at least round one, we're using Unminable, Mining Dutch, Kapow on both of those, and then Rainbow Miner is going to be basically every GPU mining algo that graphics card supports and that has been benchmarked through the miners. And again, we're going to be converting everything to Doge. So we'll probably do a follow-up video in maybe a week or two and see where the rewards are
Dash
landing.
Is being suppressed
and
a
just
lot
at a quick
right
glance
now.
here, we can see that
right.
we've earned 0.007 here on Unminable. If we hop on over to, oops, that's the wrong Rainbow Miner. If we hop on over to Rainbow Miner, we can see we're both on Zerg pool right now. So if we go to Zerg pool, I don't think I have it up, but we can go to it real quick. Grab my wallet. And if we go here, we can see we've earned 0.023 already. Obviously, some of that is not fully confirmed yet, but 0.02 versus 0.007. So right off the bat, obviously, this is looking, Zerg pool is looking a lot better. And then if we take a look at Mining Dutch, let's see if we can save those settings yet. It looks like we can. That conversion ended. So we've accumulated 0.38 Raven. So we can just, at a quick glance here, let's see what that might be worth. 0.038 Raven is 0.7 cents. So then if we go to Doge, and the value of that would be 0.021. So just a quick glance, and again, this is very short term. This is only like a 20 to 30 minute test.
Yeah, it'll take a little while.
But what we can see is that Zerg pool,
Unminable does, yeah.
Mining Dutch was about 0.02, and Rainbow Miner,
he knows that.
That's
was
also around 0.02.
He's doing this test.
So far,
it looks like we're not going to get the answer, but I thought this was really cool. Make sure you guys go give him a like on this video. Tell him I sent you. And then hopefully we'll check back, I guess, on the show in a couple weeks if he posts the results, and then we'll get the 2-week results from him. So just doing what I can to support all the guys surrounding the crypto mining space. I think that'll be a cool test. I am definitely interested in his version of Rainbow Miner, or his own tool. So I'll have to dig into that at some point. I've used Rainbow Miner for probably the past 3-4 years, so pretty familiar with that one. I like it. Yeah, you can convert your own coins. Also, you can auto convert them via like he was doing with an API in the Trade Ogre Snake. So there's that too. If you want to auto convert, which is definitely what I would recommend doing. Getting that configured. Looks like his tool will be able to do that though. So I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. If you would like to see more from this particular episode, take a look up here. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support me directly, you can go to sonofatech.locals.com and become a member. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday.